All right. Welcome to the NASDAQ Nation, man. I'm very happy today. Dude, I was doing some back testing last night and it cleared up a lot of confusion and stuff. I've been having some audio issues, so I am sorry for that. Um, and so I do have my DJI camera that I used to use, but it just takes way too much time to upload, bro, because I can't transfer this over to my computer unless it if I do that it'll take like an hour. So it's a lot easier to just stream like this. But anyways, I was not able to get up on the charts, man. Where I work is peak season right now. Um and yeah. So I came home, did some very good stuff that I told myself I needed to do. Um and I want to go over today. Today would have been a very, very nice day. So, with that being said, I want to go over my mantra. I'm going to read this every time I hop on this computer because I think it is necessary. So, NASDAQ Nation LLC official mantra. You will do whatever you have to do to get a good read on this market. You know how to use every tool, every concept, and multiple other ideas to support a proper model. You are a profitable trader. There is no wrong or right way, but never let the market make you invest irrationally or make an irrational decision. With my 4+ years of experience, I know what it takes to secure profits, and I will humbly manage the wealth I have access to only through the Lord. Deuteronomy 8:18. I have dominion over the market through prayer and petition. I will only make logical, business-minded decisions. I will follow my rules and stick to the game plan. I will not take more than 2 losses on the day. I will risk properly and accordingly. I will use anything necessary to interpret the market correctly. I will not make any illogical decisions to let the market have the power over me, nor get liquidized due to my emotions. My entire goal is to trade full-time and work on my craft every single day and focus on the skill set, encourage others, and to teach others. Discipline equals freedom. Consistency equals success. Welcome to the show. This is the NASDAQ Nation. That shit is fire. Bro, I feel so good today. Alright, so I want to bust this whole trade down right here. Or I actually already have busted it down. Alright, we're just going to go off my laptop today. Did we have any news today? No, not really. Minor news at 10:35. Alright, cool. So I want to go through this entire thing, and then I want to go over some psychology that I've been reminiscing over. So today, right, let's just say that we don't see today's candle. All right. So what have we done? We have swept Monday's high. We have swept Tuesday's high, but we have closed back inside of this wick range. So I would be looking for bearish bias. If we would have closed outside of this wick range, I would be looking for buys. So then we have Thursday's candle, right? And so we swept the low of Thursday's candle, and then we closed back inside of this range. So using Thursday's previous data, I'm so OCD about my charts, bro. This is kind of what I'm seeing for today, right? So now let's go in on the 12-hour to see exactly. So we have swept this low, Wednesday's low, and close back above the range, right? So right here is very important. We failed to sweep Wednesday's low. So that means that there is still liquidity resting here in this wick right here. All right, and then we did close above Wednesday's high. Okay, so we did not sweep the low, but we swept Wednesday's high. We have not swept Wednesday's, we did not sweep Wednesday's high either. So since we opened low, did not take out the low, high, and then we closed, the market opened somewhere around here, right? So I would be anticipating bearishness, okay? So this is how I see it, right? So we swept this high right here, closed back into this range, so we swept this high, then we closed back inside of this range. The range I'm talking about is from this wick to the body high. If we close below this right here, that is extreme bearishness. And so we already did. So now let's go down to the 1 hour, right? So as soon as we displace lower than this right here, I'm anticipating sells. Then what do we have inside of that? We have a fair value gap, right? So as long as we stay under this threshold, very permissible to take sells. All right. So we already said that we have resting liquidity right here since we did not sweep on a higher time frame. What we did was we had to manipulate to go up, then we closed below. We now know 100% if we stay short of this right here, and if we can fill in the equilibrium or lower of this fair value gap, that's bearish signature. All right, so let's go to a 15 minute, right? Let's go to so let's just go right here. So it is now 8:45. All right, cool. So we are waiting for market open. We are waiting to see market open at 9:30. I do not trade open. I do not find that very progressive in my trading, right? So let's see how 9:30 open is. So we are bearish, and we have a liquidity sweep right here. So what I want to see is for us to come up, possibly manipulate, stay below this range, and use whatever tool, whatever concept possible to enter a proper entry model. All right, so it is now 9:30. Let's go 3, 6, 9. So it is now past 9:39 and it is permissible for me to take a trade. So going back and forth on, really you can see it right here on the 3 minute. I don't think going down to the 1 minute would have been necessary today. But using these up close candles as an order block, okay? Why am I doing that? Look how we're reacting at equilibrium and lower, okay? So if we react, so we already have daily bias in a nutshell. We already have this held down. We have today's daily bias. We have busted it down, all right? And so now we are staying lower than our bullish signature, which is this order block, We are staying below 50%. Bro, if I can just see a closure below here, I'm straight. So then let's see what the 15 minute is talking about. Okay, cool. So we already have a change in the state of delivery right there. So now let's go into the 3 minute. So what we did was we created an order block, came down low, couldn't go, came back up. So this is very, very internal. Internal, we have already swept. We are aiming to go lower. Now, you have to ask yourself, is this a logical decision? Absolutely. We have 10 different things going on to say that we are going lower. All right? And we already have a change in the state of delivery. So we waited for 9:30 news. We have already swept. We've already swept again internally for buyers. We have closed back below the range, came back up, internal sweep. It is 100% permissible to enter this trade right now. And if you want to get really, really specific, we haven't closed below 100% yet, but you could wait to see that on the 30-second time frame. I can't use the 30-second time frame on here because I'm not paying $25 a month for that. If I can just do it on Top Step. So this would be your trade. Right now, my plans for the new year is to trade one micro contract on a live account and wait after probably 2 months or a month. If I have consistent profitability with how I'm trading, it's then gonna be permissible to trade for a prop firm. And what I really want to do on that prop firm is I just want to raise one micro account to see how I'm doing to where I can have all of this analytics and whatnot. Here. It's to where I can be able to see this. So yes, I'm still going to be paying $50 a month. But I feel like it's worth it because this was a terrible blow up day. I want to see the 14th through here. I probably stop trading New Year's Eve. We'll have to go into the new year, and you have New Year. So the first week in January is where I'm going to be able, or where I'm kind of planning to proceed forward. So anyways, let's see what happens on the 3 minute time frame. So as long as we don't go above here, I'm absolutely comfortable. I'm perfectly fine with this trade. So now I want to throw on an MA ribbon that comprises of a 9 EMA and a 20 EMA. I also want to look at 50 as well. And it's just like, dude, I'm trying to use anything possible. I'm trying to use any and everything possible. So let's just keep watching. All right, cool. So since we have already hit our basically our take profit 1, which would be these stat equal lows that have not gotten swept yet, since we have already hit that for a 2 to 3 risk to reward, I'm definitely going break even. And from there, as long as we can stay under the 9 and the 20 EMA, let's see if we can ride this trend out. Because if we would have gotten out right here, there's no reason why we should choose to not maximize our gains. So let's proceed to see what happens here. So we're tapping on the 9. All right. So we have closed above the 9 EMA. We are still staying under the 20 and 50. And I only like to use these moving averages while I'm in a trade. I don't use that for my analysis. So let's see. Perfect. Everything about this trade was A+ as hell. So this is a 1 to 5 risk to reward on a Friday. Okay. So that's going to be today's analysis review, whatever. And yeah. So some psychology. I just kind of want to go back to my mantra, okay? And I just want to highly condone, bro, if you have any positive, progressive thought, like throughout your day or at work, bro, just jot it down, note it down, and then make something out of it. Illustrate it to where it literally, neurologically, is going to hit you differently. If instead of you just saying that in your head, if you can put that on paper and then read it, it registers differently neuro-optically. Okay? So anyways, so what I was doing was I had strategy hop. I try to create my own models, this and that and the other. And I do not really like to watch other traders. Like if a video comes up, how I made $5,000 in 3 minutes, bro, I don't care about that. But if there is someone who is a very seasoned trader, who is very profitable and successful and has very high quality content, I'm watching that not to just see how they made $3,000 in a session. I'm watching to see how they act. How are they analyzing? And I'm not trying, this is like a healthy comparison because it's not fueled by greed or envy. It is just like I am literally studying my peers. And what I can see from that, there's a guy, Craig Paracco, and then there's another guy I really like watching, the Forex Heist. Shout out to those guys. And I love watching them. And dude, one thing that they do is they use every single thing that they can to analyze the market. And that's why I thought of that at work, and I put that down, and I was like, or I noted that down, and I was like, do whatever you have to get a good read on this market. And I know how to use every tool, every order block, every fair value gap, Fibonacci, SMT, every concept, and multiple other ideas to support a proper model. And there is no right or wrong way. But as long as you can come on here and use everything that you know, and you tell yourself, I'm not going to let this market have the power over me to fuel or force me to make an illogical or irrational decision. If I'm using everything properly and knowing that, hey, I'm a little emotional today, bro, I don't know if I need to be trading. Bro, I don't see anything good right now. Why am I going down to the 15-second time frame to see XYZ, blah, 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 to force a trade? As long as you can come on here and use everything right and just tell yourself, I'm not going to let this market force me to push an illogical, irrational decision. I truly believe this is my aha moment. This was my aha moment right here. And through prayer and petition, I have dominion over this market, and it will bring you wealth if you can conceptualize it and if you can compartmentalize it. I mean, bro, this is backed up by scripture. I don't know what viewer, I don't know what you believe, but this is what I believe, and this is what's going to be on this channel. I'm not trying to force anything onto anyone. I'm just trying to serve as a token to encourage others. That's all. That is what I feel like I am called to do. And as long as I can stay within these rules right here, I will not take more than 2 losses on a day. I will risk properly and accordingly. And I will use anything and everything necessary to interpret this. And I will not make an illogical decision. What else? It's like, and my entire goal is to do this full time. Because, bro, I heard something the other day. The Bible doesn't say anything about how you have to trust everyone. I don't trust other people to make business decisions about my business. That's the whole thing that I've sacrificed 4.5 years of torment. I've tormented myself to learn this skill. I am the CEO, the CFO, the data analysis. I'm even my own counselor. I'm my own psychologist. I am my own advertising, marketing agency. I'm everything, and that's what I love, because at the end of the day, bro, I know how hard I work. I work out. Dude, I only drink black coffee, water, and red wine. I'm the most disciplined I have ever been right now. And let me tell you something as well. You are not going to be abundantly secure and humble, and you will not generate wealth if you are not sexually disciplined. That's going to be for another thing, because today, pornography in the pocket, all these dances on TikTok, bro, I'm telling you, the enemy is trying to kill your vision. He is trying to turn your true love into lust. And if you cannot get over that, and bro, I know how it feels, I promise. You have to sit there and you have to psych yourself out of your struggles. Tell yourself, I don't have to do that anymore. That is not inside of my planning. So it's got to go, or it's going to kill everything. So my entire goal is to trade full time and to truly encourage others and to teach others this skill. That is my job. I'm not trying to screw you over or whatever. Any one of my students that I'm going to have soon, bro, I just want to help you, because I know how it feels. I have had to eat freaking crap for 4.5 years, and I'm finally getting to, it's like a U. This U right here, hold on. Alright, so let's just go like this off of this analogy. Right? This right here, you're first starting out. You're learning, you're eating so much crap. But as soon as like right here, this right here is where I'm at right now. I'm just now getting over all of this stuff to where I can truly reap what I sowed. And it's like, it's so powerful. And anything that I have, bro, I'm not hiding anything. I've shown you guys losses, shown you guys wins, and I feel like I've got to start trading live. And I will know off of that how to adjust to turn it into utilizing prop firms to my benefit. And that's why, last thing, discipline is freedom. Okay, I got an analogy right here. What happens to the dog who either jumps over or crawls under or busts through its fence? He's in an area that he doesn't know. He's so confused, and he's just wandering about with no barriers. Bro, that dog can get hit by the car. He can get on the freeway. He can get eaten by something else, a coyote, bear, something like that, depending on how big it is. And you have to have the barriers. You have to have that fence. You have to stay within that fence, and you have to stay within that border. Otherwise, you're confused. And if you can stay inside that fence and that right there, you can't tell me that you won't have freedom. Bro, there was a video the other day of this dog. It showed his it was like a figure 8. That dog ran the same trail every single day in his backyard. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put that figure 8 into this market, stay within my boundaries, because if you go outside of that, you're cooked. And you cannot tell me that you do not have freedom inside of your barriers. Discipline is freedom, and consistency is success. Bro, you show up every single day. You put in the hours. Compounding, it should be a wonder of the world. Because if you can come on here and get 0.3% better every day, damn, today I got 1% better today. Today, you know what? I messed up. I was emotional. I let the market have the power over me, and I made an illogical decision. Note that down. Cool. That next day, plus 1%. The next day, plus 0.5%. You're constantly learning from mistakes. You're constantly becoming successful. So yeah, bro, this right here is probably the best video I've ever uploaded in my life. From top-down analysis to psychology, this right here is the best video this is debatably one of the best videos on YouTube in terms of trading and psychology. So with that being said, man, that's going to be my my breakdown of today. I hope you guys found this informational and positive. And bro, just keep going. Keep going. And I don't care who, what, if you believe in a big spaghetti monster, bro, just pray. Pray through it all. And keep showing up every day. I promise you, it's going to work out for you. Stay disciplined. I'll see you guys sometime, maybe Monday. Peace.